The British royal family never fails to captivate the world with moments that blend duty, drama, and deeply personal connections, and this weekend delivered yet another chapter that has royal watchers buzzing with speculation and concern. Princess Beatrice, the eldest daughter of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, was spotted making what appeared to be an urgent visit to her father's residence at Royal Lodge in Windsor, and the timing couldn't be more intriguing. Just hours before her arrival, a scheduled royal event was abruptly cancelled, leaving many to wonder what exactly is unfolding behind the ornate doors of one of Britain's most historic estates. Before we dive into the details of this developing story, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the royal family, and drop a comment below telling us what you think is really happening with Prince Andrew and Princess Beatrice. Share this video with fellow royal enthusiasts because this is a story that deserves attention and thoughtful discussion. Princess Beatrice has always been known for her unwavering loyalty to her family, particularly to her father, who has faced an increasingly difficult few years marked by controversy, public scrutiny, and legal battles that have fundamentally altered his position within the royal framework. The Duke of York stepped back from public duties in 2019 following the fallout from his association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and since then, his life has been characterized by a retreat from the spotlight and a growing reliance on his close family members for emotional and practical support. Beatrice, along with her sister Princess Eugenie, has consistently stood by their father through thick and thin, demonstrating a family bond that transcends the negative headlines and public criticism that have become almost constant companions to Prince Andrew's name. The cancelled event that preceded Beatrice's visit has sparked considerable speculation among royal commentators and observers. While official statements regarding the cancellation have been minimal and deliberately vague, the timing suggests that something significant may have prompted the last-minute change to the royal schedule. Royal events are typically planned weeks or even months in advance, with multiple layers of coordination involving security, staff, and official protocols, so for something to be called off at such short notice indicates that the reason must have been substantial enough to warrant disrupting carefully laid plans. Whether the cancellation was due to health concerns, security issues, or personal family matters remains unclear, but what we do know is that Princess Beatrice wasted no time in making her way to her father's side. Royal Lodge, where Prince Andrew has resided for more than 2 decades, has itself become a subject of intense media focus in recent months. The sprawling 30-room mansion set within the private grounds of Windsor Great Park has been at the center of discussions about Prince Andrew's future and his financial arrangements. Reports have suggested that there have been ongoing conversations, some reportedly quite heated, about whether the Duke of York can continue to maintain such an expensive property given his reduced circumstances and lack of official royal income. The upkeep of Royal Lodge is estimated to cost hundreds of thousands of pounds annually, and questions have been raised about how these expenses are being covered, especially since Prince Andrew no longer receives funding from the sovereign grant due to his withdrawal from royal duties. Princess Beatrice's visit to Royal Lodge takes on additional significance when viewed against the backdrop of these financial pressures and the broader challenges facing her father. As someone who has managed to maintain a relatively positive public image while navigating her complicated family situation, Beatrice represents a bridge between the troubled Duke of York and the wider royal institution. She has carved out her own path, working in business before transitioning to a role with various charitable organizations, and she has successfully balanced her royal identity with a desire for a degree of privacy and normalcy that has become increasingly precious for modern royals. Her marriage to Edoardo Mapelli-Mazzi has brought her personal happiness and stability, and the birth of their daughter Sienna has added another generation to the York family line. The relationship between Prince Andrew and his daughters has always been described as exceptionally close, with both Beatrice and Eugenie speaking publicly about their father's role in their lives with genuine affection and appreciation. Despite the scandals and controversies that have engulfed him, Prince Andrew has remained a devoted father, and his daughters have refused to abandon him even when doing so might have been the easier path for their own public relations. This loyalty speaks to the complexity of family relationships, especially within the unique context of the British royal family, where personal matters are constantly subject to public scrutiny and where the line between private individuals and public figures is perpetually blurred. The photographs of Princess Beatrice arriving at Royal Lodge over the weekend show a woman on a mission, her expression serious and focused as she made her way into the property. These images have fueled further speculation about what might have necessitated her visit and what conversations might have taken place behind closed doors. Was she there to provide emotional support during a difficult moment? Was she involved in discussions about her father's future living arrangements or financial situation? Or was this simply a daughter checking in on her father after a schedule change allowed for an unexpected opportunity to spend time together? The reality is likely some combination of these factors, reflecting the multifaceted nature of their relationship and the various pressures currently facing the York family. What makes this situation particularly poignant is the way it highlights the human element that exists beneath the royal titles and historical legacy. Prince Andrew, regardless of his failings and the legitimate criticisms that have been leveled against him, is still a father who has lost much of what once defined his identity and purpose. He is no longer the working royal, no longer the representative of the crown at official functions, no longer the figure who could command respect based purely on his position. Instead, he is a man largely confined to his home, dependent on family connections and whatever private resources he can access, watching as the institution he was born into continues without him. For Princess Beatrice, witnessing her father's fall from grace while maintaining her own dignity and role within the extended royal family must require an extraordinary balancing act. The broader royal family's approach to Prince Andrew has been one of careful distance, with King Charles reportedly taking a firm stance on his brother's inability to return to any form of public role while also dealing with the practical questions of how to manage Andrew's living situation and financial needs. The king faces the delicate challenge of being both a monarch who must protect the institution and a brother who cannot entirely abandon family, and these competing priorities create tension that ripples through the entire family structure. Princess Beatrice's position in this dynamic is particularly interesting because she represents the next generation, someone who has grown up understanding both the privileges and the burdens of royal life in the modern era. As we watch this story continue to develop, one thing becomes increasingly clear: the British royal family is experiencing a period of significant transition and challenge, with old certainties giving way to new realities and long-established patterns being questioned and reconsidered. Princess Beatrice's visit to her father may seem like a small personal moment, but it actually represents something much larger about family loyalty, institutional pressure, and the very human struggles that persist even within the most rarefied circles of society. The coming weeks and months will likely bring more clarity about Prince Andrew's long-term situation and how the family plans to navigate these continuing challenges while maintaining both their private relationships and their public responsibilities. So here's the question that I want you to think about and discuss in the comments. Do you believe Princess Beatrice should continue to publicly support her father despite the controversies surrounding him, or does family loyalty sometimes need to take a back seat to public perception and institutional reputation?